Hi Marta folks, this is Elina, and today I'm discussing a topic that's very crucial for the people who are between maybe 25 and 35 years old, people around my age right now, and this is the idea of growing up. I have heard things from the people I know who, for example, visited their parents and said it was so nice to be like under my mom's wing, and I felt myself like a teenager again. And yeah, of course we all go back into that atmosphere, and we were growing up at the time, but now we are not growing up anymore. We are grown-ups, and it's very important to actually understand this difference between pretending to go back in time and staying real you, who you are right now, and just accepting that the times have changed and it's fine. You know, it's mostly about taking the responsibilities, not only at work, but mentally, as a human being. Making decisions, perhaps leading others, especially if you're a teacher, an artist, a manager, and so on. And yes, as artists, we do lead other people because we do have the public, we have the audience. It doesn't matter if you're a performing artist or if you're a visual artist, unless you really hide your work in a practice room or in a studio and nobody hears or sees it. But we are responsible in a way for our audience, let alone getting married or planning the family, things like that, because there will be those who are going to depend on you. Or maybe if you have children, you already have those who really fully depend on you. Your kids, your pets, and more, your students, for example. So yeah, I have had encounters when people were saying that they feel like they were teenagers when they go visit their parents' place. And there would be nothing wrong with that, but they kind of feel that they're going back in their decision-making processes, you know? They feel like they were when they're getting all that care and love and nourishment from their parents, which is beautiful, but they are kind of trying to trick themselves and lie to themselves, pretending to be children again when they are not. And I personally think that there is something off with this philosophy, because to me it means that they're not 100% comfortable in their own skin, who they are right now as grown-ups. Something's really off, and they probably don't exactly know what it is. But I think if you constantly have an urge to travel back in time, it means that something is really wrong with your present, and it's a good time to look into that. They regard their parents as superior when they're making decisions. They just look back all the time as if seeking an approval. Of course, I'm not saying that you shouldn't respect your parents' opinion and that you shouldn't get their advice. However, there's this fine line between trying to avoid the responsibility and trying to always think that someone is supposed to guide you when you are facing an important decision-making process, and that kind of makes you feel like a teenager or a little child again, you know what I mean? But you can just inform your parents that you have made this decision and so on, and even though you do respect their opinion about it, it doesn't mean that you are looking for a heads up, because you know that no one else can analyze your own life, your notions, your sensations, your circumstances better than you can do yourself. And if you're not able to do it, that means that maybe it's a good time to see a professional. I kind of noticed this tendency of looking back between the people who are in their 20s and 30s, and they are constantly seeking approval of their parents when they actually have to take the responsibility for their own actions by this time. Not everyone is like this, of course, but this is the time when a lot of us actually have someone who we are responsible for. For example, students, children, even pets, right? So we are guiding them. And how can one guide anyone else or be responsible for anyone if one is not fully, mentally, 100% responsible for oneself in one's own head? Professional initiative, charisma, spirit, artistry, where is that going to come from if you can't unstick yourself from the idea that your parents have to guide you through every single step of your life? In order to reach big goals in life, one must be able to fully take the responsibility for one's own actions. Of course, this does not mean that one should not get the love, care, and support from one's family. But what it does mean is that one shouldn't be anxious or hesitant when one is facing an important decision-making process and the parents are not there next to you to guide you. By the way, this entire philosophy can also be applied to the spouses as well. I have noticed among the people I know a tendency to sometimes kind of trying to hide behind the back of their spouse or even the children, saying that the life is the children and the spouse. And I feel like there is such a big chance of actually losing one's own identity when one allows oneself to think this way. Anyway, think forward, think authentic, think holistic, think you. No one else is able to live your life for you. Sometimes we have to be able to make decisions on our own, even if they don't correspond to the opinion of anybody else, but they are true to you. Look for the answers within yourself. Listen to your gut. If this video was helpful or inspiring in a way or made you think about something you haven't thought before, give it a thumbs up and help the YouTube algorithm recommend it to other people. Subscribe to this channel, hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!